back from the dead.
Hey guys, Frozen Nexus here, and well, that's weird. Alright then. Today I thought I'd just go ahead and talk about the new patch. Mostly about the repair system though. I think we all knew what I was going to talk about in this video. Yeah, I think everyone is, less than happy about the new patch. I think it's a good term to put it. So, yeah, what's the problem with the new patch? To start off, well, the biggest issue and, well, most annoying issue, as you probably know, is, well, the repair system. They've made it basically worse. A lot of people in the last video pointed out that the average for spare parts, according to the old system where 3 broken ones equals a new one, would be 13.33. That was actually K Triuji who, pointed that out. He just did some basic math that I was too lazy to do, but good on him, for not being a lazy fuck. Essentially, that is how many spare parts you should be getting per item you scrap for it to be out, like, an equal level with the, how the repair system worked in the old patch, but currently it is more difficult to repair now than it was, in the last patch, like I said, which is just kind of the big issue here. This is a terrible design for him, I gotta admit. This is really just genuinely bad. Anyway, the other issue with the repair mechanic that is more than apparent is that, well, getting 40 spare parts requires you to scrap like 4 or 5 items, and you still have to hope to God you get like the maximum amount of items. And so now the time it takes to repair one part is almost double what it was. They've literally doubled the time and grinding you've had to do. You might as well not even bother repairing. Just go ahead and craft a new part is kind of how I feel now, There is really no reason to repair. It's absolutely useless now. So, yeah, that's kind of that. I don't really know how else to put that. There is no nice way of saying it, but yep, they've really made it ineffective. And I feel like ineffective is a huge understatement. What I really should be saying is they just fucked it. Like, they really did fuck it this time. I'm not mad at the Crossout devs or anything. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I'm not playing Crossout ever again. These devs are ruining everything. Because honestly, it's still a beta. It's still a closed beta at the least, and well, let's face it, closed betas are not known for being perfectly flawless, and I don't expect this one to be. I know it's gonna have some problems and blah blah blah, but I'm still gonna let the devs try and sort this issue out. If they sort the issue out, good on them. If they don't, well then, more angry videos time. But yeah, that's kind of the way my stance I have on it now. I'm not mad or anything. It's not the end of the game, guys. It's gonna be fine. It really is gonna be alright. The thing that I do want to say though is a lot of players, or watchers of my videos I should say, have left comments thinking how they should be changed, and I believe it was Cycle, I can't remember for sure, but he commented that he thinks it should be done so you can create your own spare parts as well as earn them from things like rewards from raids. He said just the crafting part, but I think the getting them from raids as well would also be useful, and then that would actually make it quite okay. The amount you get per item you destroy, it would pretty much be balanced out if we got, some from raids, and then we also got some from, having the ability to craft them. Kind of like how I don't know if you knew this, but we have the ability to craft repair kits. What repair kits are is if you die in a raid, it allows you to repair your vehicle. If you didn't know that was in the game, it's literally one of the most useful items for Leviathan raids. But most people don't even know it exists because, you know, they never checked. But yeah, that's something that I really think could be a great addition to the game. Just the ability to craft spares would really fix a lot of problems for people in this game. They wouldn't be as angry about the repair mechanic. So, you know, I kind of hope they do that. That would be quite awesome. As well as the ability to go ahead and, you know, just in general repair your vehicle would be awesome. Like, that's not really, fuck, that came out really confusing, guys, but more or less what I mean was, like, in general, just, like, you know, repairing your vehicle wasn't such a huge task. I get they want people to stop with the, you know, just creating one vehicle and then everybody uses that one vehicle or whatever, but it's kind of getting to the point where they're going to need to accept that that's going to be a part of the game, and they need to figure out a different way of going about stopping that, because, well, I mean, the repair system's great and all, but it's not working. You cannot just expect that to be the solution to all the problems, you know? It's kind of my way or feelings of it right now. How the repair system didn't really work out for them. To put it nicely, you know, if they want us to change out vehicles and not use the same vehicle over and over again, well, that's great. I have no issue with that, none at all, but can we please do it in a reasonable manner that doesn't result in me grinding for hours and hours and hours on end? I mean, pretty much, a lot of people in my last video commented that, oh, this is just because, you know, this makes their microtransaction model even better and they'll make more money, and I don't agree with that in the slightest. I'm sorry. I don't think this is a microtransaction thing at all. I think it's a balanced thing entirely. Like I said, they don't want someone finding the best vehicle on YouTube and then just using that vehicle, but at the same time, you know, there's really no solution to the issue here. No matter what they do, I have a feeling that microtransactions will still be a valid concept for them, and they'll still make a ton of money off of it, because, well, obviously people are going to buy them because some people just don't want to wait for shit. They just want to get their stuff and use it, you know? That's just how some people are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong with it is, you know, if you're gonna spend money on a part, it shouldn't be like next to impossible to repair said part. Pretty much, you should have other options for repairing, or the repair system should not be the limiting factor in forcing you to recraft your vehicle. There's a lot of things that just, I don't think they did perfectly right. And like I said, it's a closed beta. I'm not going to hold any of these things against them. I'm not mad. I'm not going to quit the game. I'm not going to post a video saying why you should never buy Crossout, blah, blah, blah. I'm not one of those fucking people. Pretty much, I just am saying that I don't like the new system. I think it's pretty stupid. I think a lot of people agree with me that it is stupid. And I think, you know, as a community, if we go ahead and tell them, listen, it's pretty stupid, this is how shit should be done, and I presented a few options there. I mean, like I said, we could always just, you know, have the ability to craft new spare parts. We could always get spare parts from raids and races and, you know, things like that. And then finally, well, I said this in my last video, but I'll say it in here too, but finally, they could just bring back the old repair system as well as keeping the spare parts. So the spare parts are more of like an option than they are really a forced thing, you know. They're really forcing these spare parts down our throat more than Will Smith is fucking forcing Jaden Smith down our throats. God damn, my kid's annoying. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. If they brought back the old repair system where 3 broken ones equals a new one, I wouldn't really have a problem. I would think that's completely fair, and I think a lot of people would too. Like, I had no huge issue with the old repair system. I know a lot of people did, but I'm sorry, I just did not. It seemed fine to me. It was not a terrible thing. I mean, I get it needing some tweaks and whatnot, but it was not as bad as this repair system. You gotta give it that, you know. You give credit where it's due, and, you know, if they brought that back and just used it combined with these spare parts where you could still durability transfer, 3 broken ones still equals a new one, so on and so forth, I think everyone in the community would be a hell of a lot happier with the game. And I don't know why they don't do that, you know? Can't possibly be that hard, but still gotta give them time. It'll be a while before they can implement a patch to do anything, really. They gotta figure out what will work best. But I think we can all agree it's time they kind of just need to give up on this repair system being the extreme limiting factor of the game, because it is really limiting the game's potential right now. Some of the creations people could make without no repair function would be absolutely incredible. You know, it's just you know, kind of the big issue, and I don't really know how else to describe it other than that, but there's no foolproof way to make repairing fine and then also make it so your vehicles are, you know, still like balanced, and you still have to craft new vehicles, ones that don't suck, and you know, not just find a video on YouTube and use that one, blah blah blah. So there's no answer to it, really. That's all I could say. I don't know the full answer. I don't have a foolproof system. I think right now spare parts in conjunction with the old repair system would work fine. I don't see how that would be a problem at all. Like, I really don't. I'm at a loss for words. I think that would be absolutely perfect. Everyone would stop bitching about the repair system. I think it's exactly what they should do. It's really the answer they should have been going for ages now. I mean, that's really what I thought they were going to do, and I was like, wow, this is going to be a great update. But then they decided, no, we're only doing spare parts now. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this shit? Like, are you joking? And no, unfortunately, it was not a fucking joke. I hate to say it, but yep, they were serious. They were very fucking serious that we are only using spare parts now, and well, yeah, I'm not too happy with it. So, I know this video seemed like I was a bit lackadaisical, and that's, well, 1, because I just woke up, and 2, because I don't understand how this got through, you know. People were complaining repairing takes too long, okay. So they implement a patch that makes repairing take longer. I'm sorry, I really like the devs, but whoever thought this was a good idea was an idiot. I'm sorry. But I really just don't understand how that got through the testing process. Hey, build. Seems like 50% of our community hates the repair system and says it's too much of a grind. Well, fuck it, Jim. Let's make it a longer grind. Alright, Bill. Well, I don't know. That's probably how that conversation went, but whatever. I'm just gonna wrap up the video here. If you have any thoughts on the repair system or anything like that, you go ahead and let me know. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. You know, like, subscribe, blah blah blah. You know, YouTubers do their shit. Yeah. So, see ya. Peace out.